Welcome to the Just Jim radio show. Just Jim, simplifying who I am to just being me. I'm a minister, a pastor at Sarasota Center of Light, and yet in my teaching and my counseling and my speaking and my writing, I've evolved to a place where people would ask me, Minister, Reverend Jim, Pastor, no, Just Jim, excuse me. Just Jim radio show is here to offer inspiration, information, ideas, concepts, not to challenge you, maybe a little, but to have you look maybe a little closer at what's going on in your life, what matters. To live in a way that you're able to be your truth, fulfill your purpose, enjoy life a little bit more, to have more fulfillment, one of the F's, freedom, and definitely fun. I was just reminded there might be a fourth F that's really important, food. Food is a wonderful thing. We'll be talking about food for your spirit today. I've been teaching for a long time about how to find your way and make it better in your life. And today we're going to be talking about conscious living. Ooh, it sounds almost serious when you say it. But being conscious, what does that mean? Well, this is the Just Jim radio show, so we're going to keep it simple. Paying attention. Paying attention with your consciousness. Now hold it. What's the difference, Jim, between paying attention with your consciousness and paying attention with your mind? Slightly different. Being aware is looking at things from what I might call a metaphysical point of view, above the physical. If you're looking at something from your mind, most frequently, you're looking at something you already know or a reference to evidence or history that you have there. So a belief or an understanding. If you're looking at the world through the lenses of your mind, it is influenced and affected by what you already are, what you already know, what you already believe. If you're being aware in consciousness, this just being of yourself, you're looking from a more open place, a little higher place, not better than, but not limited to what you've already experienced or what you already know. It's really kind of your soul speaking, your spirit nudging you with its inspiration, or that inspiration already embodied as your intuition. And so it's not complicated, it's very simple. It's just looking at life from a different place or in a different way than what you have before. It's not necessarily removing mental, emotional, physical distractions. We're living right in the middle of conditional reality. We're living right here in the middle of whatever's going on, circumstances, situations. That's our world. And yet, as we are in our life and aware, we stay present, we stay centered, we stay here, focused. And the thoughts or the feelings or the situations and circumstances don't distract us from being where we are. This is being conscious, bringing all of who we are into the moment, as is said so often. Sounds like a big task, and yet it's really letting go of everything except for you being you right here, right now. There's a statement, a simple one from Greek origins that's inscribed or in the Temple of Apollo at Delphi and many other places. It's part of Plato and Socrates' teachings. Know thyself. It's likely you could use that as the description of why we're here. We're walking through conditional reality and its circumstances and situations to experience our spirit, experience our soul's expression, to kind of bring an awareness and an understanding to it. Socrates says the unexamined life is not worth living. It's not a statement of saying only explore and discover what you haven't. It was be aware of who you are. I've said this statement so many times, and it's simpler to say than to do. But everything we've ever looked for and sought to experience or have is in this moment. I don't mean that figuratively. If we were able to let go of everything and just be right here, right now, we would experience who we are, all of who we are. If we weren't distracted or caught up in our mind, our emotions, our activities, even our exploration of our inner self, and we're truly right here, right now, we would experience everything we're looking for in that peace, that moment of joy, that moment of love, that natural being that we are. One of the approaches to that is Zen. Essentially, it's a state of being at peace with your thoughts, being self-aware of your place in your life, in the universe. Our true nature expressing itself moment by moment. Zen is the direct experience of what we might call ultimate reality or the absolute. Yet it is not separate from the ordinary, the relative, the real world. It's this integration of our inspiration and our life, this information we keep programming ourselves with, believing it's real. And it's as real as we see it to be. It's as true as we see it to be. You'll frequently hear the word used, or the words used, practical spirituality. Applying spirituality to life. Well, what exactly does that mean? Well, what good is a spiritual truth, a principle, or any kind of philosophy or religion if it can't be applied directly to life as we know it? If we can't put a handle on our relationships, our work, our personal growth, our experience of life, then it's just a concept. It's just an idea. There are so many different ways we can incorporate our spirit into living. The best place we can practice our spiritual truth is right in the middle of our life. You might want to consider, though, rather than life as you know it, life as you're being it right now, like life as you are present with it, leaving an opening for it to be different. If we bring all of who we are to this moment, then that's what we're going to experience. If we bring all of who we are to this moment and let go of what we believe that is, we create an opening. We can begin to discover something different, our own truth, our own way of being. Shannon Adler says, before you can call yourself a Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Hindu, or any other theology, learn to be human first. We can sometimes even be distracted by trying to find out how to apply our spiritual truth to our lives by getting caught up in that. We can get caught up with our philosophy so much, we can have our feet off the ground and not firmly planted here. And so it's a balance, it's a dance. We are spirit having a spiritual experience as a human being. You've heard we're human beings having a spiritual experience. Well, I say we're spirit, our inner self, having a spiritual experience. This is that connection between our inner and our outer, our awareness, our consciousness, as a human being in the world. Yeah, we're thinking, we're feeling, we're acting, but we're not a thought, we're not a feeling, we're not our bodies. That's the vehicle we get to make our way through the world. And we're always looking for spiritual truth. We're always trying to expand our consciousness. The more we become aware, the more we create a space and an illumination, so to speak, where we can discover our purpose more fully. It's important to recognize that we do not want to disregard or avoid our human experience. It isn't necessary to go to a mountaintop or a cave or a temple or an ashram, although these are beautiful places to commune, connect, spend time. It's really about bringing it together, being who we are. We're not really meant to be one or another. It's meant to be a balance, that dance. We are spiritual, most definitely. This is our soul or our spirit, our heart, these parts of us that are constantly reflecting this urge to be something different, something more. And it's reflected into our human being, our mental, emotional, and physical selves. And so we're constantly looking for ways to just take a deep breath in, let go, be there. Hard to do sometimes when so much is going on around us that we can't get to it, can't see it for what it is. But our spirit's always present and always available for us to be able to turn to and connect to. And we're always trying to find right, wrong, good or bad. Our thoughts, we'll condemn ourselves for having a thought. They're not right or wrong. Our feelings wash over sometimes like waves, or we feel like we're drowning in them. Feelings aren't good or bad. They're just what we decide they are. It's our relationship to the thought. It's our struggling with or not with the feeling. If you judge yourself and others with love and choose from your spirit this inspiration, this intuition within you, you'll see things consciously for what they are. As you see them that way, you'll live with them that way. Life is the dance. Spiritual truth is the song. An interesting way I found that helps me be conscious in my life is anything I'm dealing with or talking about or trying to figure out, think about it twice. If you've got a question you're trying to answer or something you're trying to work out, write it down. And then think about it with your head. Think about it with your mind and what you know is true and what you've come to understand as evidence and history to this point.